Eric. So this is the kind of preview for what we're going to be looking at on Thursday. You can see over here we got all of these updated, um, so they're reflecting the competencies that are available. If we go into ELA, we got communication. I was curious if you wanted to write competency evidence. I know we talked about this before. We went back and forth between upload competency to prove competency to competency evidence, and I just want to make sure that we're on the same page with where we're at on there. So if we look at each of these, there's 13 of these. I've got a question about that in a minute, but there's 13 of these, and if we go over here, you can see all 13 of them are found across the top here. Now, none of them have been completed, so they're at a progress of 0. If we click on that competency, it's going to give the preview that Miranda sent me. So here, this is where it's going to go into that. All right, so from here, what I'm going to do is I've got a test account, and I'm going to use that test account to submit assignments so you can see what it looks like from the teacher end. Let me get that open here in a different screen. Minimize this quick. All right, so here's my test account. So I will go to competency, excuse me. And I'm going to run over here, and as a student, I'm just going to, you can see the student logs in, they can see the rubric right here. The teacher is just going to select which one of those they've met. We can change any of these, but that's the rubric that's currently set up. Being that there's nothing I can submit online for this, there's nothing that I can do as a student. I just see that this is here. So the student's going to actually do something, and the teacher is going to say, okay, you have met this competency. They will pass that off to the next person, and the next person will be the one who marks it complete. So if you come in here, you can see that there's 2 participants. So let's go ahead and click on grade. And the participant, let's see here, his name is in the upper left. All I need to do is click on which one of these, and you can put in feedback here if you'd like. So here we'll do this, feedback example. Obviously you don't have to write feedback, you can. Don't feel like you have to though. It's going to notify the student. You're going to hit, go ahead and hit save or save and show next. Depends on how many you're grading at once. All right. So now if we go back to the student side, we're going to go to the home screen. You can see that the student side, this turned green because this is now a passing grade. On the flip side, if we go back to the teacher side, we will, from here, let's see. Click on the wrong thing. There we go. So from here, let's say they go in, this is the teacher again, there's still 2 participants, and they come in here, and now for this one, they've got a 1 point. You're going to go ahead and hit save. As we minimize that and we refresh over here, you're going to see that this turned red because it was not a passing grade. So that one has not been complete. That will happen. I mean, a teacher can go in and grade a bunch of students all at once. It'll notify them once those grades get submitted. The question I had, so I changed the names of these ELA 1. I had 1 through 11. But if we pull over the sheet that Miranda sent me, right here, I have view only on this. So if I go through here, you'll see that there is 1 through 11, but then there's also 8 and 10. So what I did was I just changed these to 12 and 13. Some of them might look like they overlap, so formulate a message while writing a business letter. Oh, that's not the right one, sorry. This is the one. Demonstrate proficiency in a job interview. Here, participate in a job interview. So they're not the same thing, but they're very similar. I just want to double check to make sure what we have is the same thing that what you have in your most recent iteration of your apprenticeship document. I know I took the original 11 from the document, but that may have been updated since then. So we just want to double check that. Otherwise, this is how it looks from the teacher end. All they have to do is click on these, and then they'll click on the actual assignment, and they can click grade. And from that, they get to choose the person and choose what they're doing here. So over here is where you can choose the actual person. So if you want to change to a different person, you can give them a grade then as well. Hopefully that walks you through a little bit of what this looks like so far. We're trying to make this as easy as we can. So if there's feedback on things that we can do to make it easier, we want to meet those requirements. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you. I think it's 1 o'clock on Thursday. I'll be down to show you some of these features. And if I remember right, we're going to hopefully meet with the person who is going to do the math competencies, the financial competencies, the health competencies, and I believe the welding. So in each of those, it's the exact same thing right here. We'll just make assignments and then we'll set up rubrics. If this rubric isn't what you want, let's go to the student side. If this rubric isn't what you want, we can change this rubric. We just talked about it being as simple as possible in order to for grading. And then down here, it walks through. This is what you actually scored. You got 2, and then here's your feedback example where you typed in some information if you wanted to. Let me know if you have any questions.